A very simple idea today. You cannot heal from what you won't reveal. You can't heal from what you won't reveal. 1 Peter 5, the text tells us, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time." An aspect of humility is appropriate transparency. It's a willing to say, here's what my need actually is. Now God, do something with it. And literally what stands between God acting in our lives and then what the text is going to say, God actually opposing us, so often is pride. Pride causes us to push down what our needs are, to hide what our weaknesses are, to project this strength and this greatness, trying to fake it till we make it. And yet the text calls us to a radically different way. It calls us now to show what is actually our great weakness. The very thing that we want to hide, humility now says, put it on the table and see what God can actually do with it. This makes total sense to us in other ways. You think about it. If you have cancer, you can't find any healing in that cancer without treatment, and yet treatment requires you to admit, here's the problem that I actually have. And yet in so many other areas of life that aren't physical diseases, we tend to hide it, to stuff it down, to be unwilling to admit, here's what my need actually is. But the truth of the matter is, even though we're hiding what that weakness is, it is eating us up inside. It is oozing out of every pore that we have. And chances are other people can actually see it. We are the only ones living in denial. And yet the moment we begin to reveal, we actually begin to heal. God takes that and begins to use it to change us in some way. Now, years ago in Arkansas, we had a counseling center that was right down the hallway, and my office was at the very beginning of the building, the very corner of the building. And so an individual or a couple would come in, they would sit on the couch, and I consider myself like a triage nurse, right? I'm not the expert, but I can listen, I can see what's going on, and then I can point them to the help that they actually need. And so often I would tell the couple or the individual, hey, what you actually need here is professional counseling. And so right down the hallway, we have some great counselors and they can help you. And some people would immediately agree and say, yes, we're going to go do that. Others would say, I don't know. You see, if I go to that counselor, I'm going to have to walk the hallway of church staff and they're all going to know that I'm going to counseling. And in that moment, I would just simply tell them, until you care less about what other people think and more about actually getting healthy, you're going to stay sick. Now, until you're willing to reveal, you're not going to heal. There is something in your life today, I can almost guarantee you, that you are hiding, that you are concealing in some way, hoping that it will go away, hoping it will get better, not in any way wanting to tell a spouse or a friend or a pastor or a counselor. But until you're willing to reveal that, you're not going to heal from that. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time.